So the Diddy trial started today, or it starts Monday. Sorry, they
It
finished jury
started.
selection.
It started Monday. This Monday.
Yeah, well, the jury selection ends today, and the trial will set to officially start on Monday. I personally believe here's my dark horse bet. I have a bet with myself that this trial is going to end. You guys, now we have Ian here. It's perfect. Uh, you guys judge the level of the tinfoilness of this prediction. My prediction is that this case will not go to trial and it will end in an 11th hour plea deal, and we will get zero information on what was exchanged, and all records will be sealed. Because I believe that Diddy was also a federal asset.
Yeah.
I don't think this is ever going to go to trial.
I disagree,
Okay.
mainly because I think we're going to follow the same kind of procedures like we did with Ghislaine Maxwell. We're going to see a couple celebrities being kind of thrown out there into the wolves and be kind of ripped apart here by the media with some of the accusations against them. But the bigger players, the Clintons, the Obamas that are involved with Diddy and were friends of his and associates of him and did things with him, those people are being protected because it's the Southern District of New York, and they're not even going to, of course, get close to those type of individuals, which, of course, they're there predominantly to kind of protect and obfuscate, because the Southern District of New York is where conspiracies go to die, and this is where they held.
That's where they had the Epstein files. Yeah.
They had the Maxwell case. They had the Sam Bankman-Fried case there. All the most important cases involving Democrats go there, and then the Democrats are always, never held responsible for their actions in the Southern District of New York. So they don't need to do any of that because it's already done.
So you're saying you're seeing a 0% chance. You're saying this is going to trial.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think, Ian?
Trying to fight this, and so far Diddy has not been taking the plea deals.
He turned one down, but we don't really know. Like, a plea deal could be like, hey, we're going to, instead of giving you life in prison, we're only going to give you 80 years kind of thing. Like, we don't really know how good the potential plea deal even was.
Did this guy get, like, how did they blow the lid on this guy? Did someone whistle
What had
blow?
happened, the beginning of the reason he finally fell was because the tape of him beating his girlfriend got out. So he had that famous video. Did you ever see that in the hotel where?
Oh yeah,
he's just like pummeling this girl, and
I didn't see that part. Was he like following her down the hallway?
Yeah, and like throwing her around and all this kind of stuff. So like, then that happened, and then basically everything else happened. And it's weird to me that that was kind of the tipping point, because then suddenly the government was like all over it. The government was all over it immediately after that happened.
Well, it does sound like he's an asset, and if they just sealed it up and then pleaded away, I think that people would freak out, kind of like what they're doing with Epstein. So maybe they're trying to craft a way to set it all down. Like, that's
true. Maybe they're gonna just do. Maybe they're gonna do it, but it's not gonna be. There's just some low level dorks are gonna go, and then that's it.
But it's kind of like the more people that get implicated, the more hot it's gonna get. So
yeah, that's my issue. Is that I think that there is a lot of people in there are a lot of people in Hollywood that are connected to this.
Oh yeah.
If the people in the government were like, okay, it was a government op, we've been running prostitution rings, sorry, we're gonna do it again anyway. Like, do you think would people even
go ahead?
And they're like, we're not telling you who was involved. You'll never find out. Like, could they be that brazen?
I mean, they've been. I think they could. Yeah, I do think they could. I think they could just be like, suck a butt. This is how we're doing it. We're not gonna give you diddly squat. We're gonna seal the records, and we're gonna lock Diddy up. I mean, look what they did to the J6 people. You know,
Look what they did to Ghislaine Maxwell. I think
Right.
that's the best kind of.
she's in prison for trafficking to absolutely nobody.
Yep.
Is
Like,
she like
it's-
in a cushy prison too? Because I feel like she was the ringmaster.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that answer.
Like
I
feel
don't
like
think
Epstein was
she's in-
one of her guys.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet she's not in any kind of like federal pound me in the rear penitentiary, because technically her crime was a nonviolent one. Whatever.
You got muted. Your
Oh,
audio.
am I?
Out there.
Am I good? Yeah.
Or maybe it was on my end. Maybe it was on my end. Sorry.
Yeah,
her
it was.
Yeah, her crime was a nonviolent one, so I just feel like it's probably unlikely that she's in like some kind of, cell block, D block kind of thing. I just think that I think that everything that we see with the Epstein case is exactly what they did. It's like, how do you? They're the same. They're not even kind of the same. They're the same.
Yep. Did he have cameras in his house like that? Like
Yes,
every
there's
room?
tapes, and there's there's stories of, anyway, the fact that there's tapes and this, that, and the other thing of all these events and all these, the things that were happening. To me, it's the same in every conceivable way. Also, if you add to it the fact that Diddy's wife died under mysterious circumstances, a perfectly healthy 30-something-year-old woman died from the flu. And there were some rumblings that she was going to expose Diddy and she was going to release some of these tapes so he killed her. And there are people that believe that the FBI helped cover that up because of his, asset status. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. Diddy's I think it was his girlfriend, died of flu. Like 30-year-old healthy people don't die of the flu. Kim Porter.
Maybe died with the flu. But
Right, just like with COVID.
Yeah. But it was a motorcycle accident, or maybe by strangling, but she had the flu in her system.
Yeah, like Diddy's dead girlfriend, Kim Porter, after rumors of cause of death. There were rumors that she was going to expose him, that she had a book that she was going to put out about all this stuff back when this happened in, when was this? She was only 47. So like
pneumonia.
Yeah, this was in 2024.
I'm sorry, dude. If you've got money and you're in pneumonia is not I don't want to speak out of turn. Pneumonia could kill somebody, but
it's extremely unlikely.
Infection treat. Yeah, you get some antibiotics.
Yeah.
Infection will go away.
Yeah. What did you think of Michael B. Jordan and Mike Myers being named in some of the questionnaires to the potential jurors? I mean, those individuals got named, and Mike Myers, also big campaigner for the leftist liberals up north in Canada.
They think Myers went to the parties?
Well, Myers did. Myers, he definitely went to the parties. Like, he was at the white parties. Now, I don't know if that means he was participating in the freak offs or this, that, or the other thing. But Michael B. Jordan, he seems a little young to have been at these parties, but maybe
they like him young.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people at the parties that also didn't necessarily participate in the freak off segments. So I think that's important to differentiate.
Like Bieber, he got.
Yeah, Bieber. I think. Something happened.
Bringing it up. I think they're bringing them up for a specific reason, because there could be some circumstantial evidence bringing them to some of the deprived behaviors.
Yeah. Well, they also said Kid Cudi, but it was also because Diddy blew up his car, like literally blew up his car because he stole his girlfriend. And I don't think Diddy was ever charged for that. Diddy threatened to blow up his car, and then his car blew up 2 days later, and then no charges were ever. Everyone said, what a mystery. Again, I think because Diddy was a Fed asset. They let him do whatever the hell he wanted. So Kim Porter died in 2018 at 47 of the flu. And
No, pneumonia.
Oh, pneumonia. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, pneumonia. Not many people die at 47 pneumonia. I'm not trying to fuel any kind of rumor, but the conversation I've had with someone who knew her well said that basically Diddy had her killed.
I've had pneumonia. I had pneumonia in my late 20s because I was smoking and staying up late and eating sugar. I just stopped doing that stuff and the pneumonia went away.
It does suck. Anything that affects your breathing is basically the worst. I saw my dad, near the end when, he died because of smoking, and he had emphysema really bad, and just, it's just constant. You're always having this problem breathing.
Oh, it's so obnoxious because you get the air in there, but it's not getting the oxygen out of the air because it's all mucoided up and all that crap.
Yeah, it's very, 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 it's like maddening. So I don't know if this trial goes off. I guess I'll go to Ian and then to Luke. What do you think the percentages are that we're going to get? Because they're the same kind of people. By the way, there are the same claims here with these people, that they were trafficked, that they were, taken, their booty holes were taken against their will, that there were underage people there. All the same claims that Jeffrey had have been made of Diddy. What are the odds that we see anybody go down for this? Or is Diddy just going to go, like Luke said, get Ghislaine Maxwelled?
Well, maybe they're going to use this case to obfuscate.
I agree.
Epstein
I agree bigly. My mind went there too. Big, yeah.
You throw a bunch of entertainers in Hollywood under the bus. That's if you're the people in the government, like, ooh.
The normies would eat that up bigger. Like if they threw Mike Myers to the Michael Myers, Austin Powers comes out that he was like, hooking up with Justin Bieber. That's it. Nobody's going to give a crap about the Epstein files anymore. Like that's
pandemonium of like celebrity debauchery, which, they're all very debaucherous. They all get down in some very awful, horrible, schemy, destructive, nasty ways. So that's a good point there, Ian. I agree. This could be something to obfuscate the Jeffrey disclosures, because what better way to distract everyone than celebrity, butt worship.
Look at all these weirdos that are. I couldn't even tell you the first thing about whatever the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively drama is. I don't know anything about it, but I know if I go on TikTok and I pick any random video, it'll have 700,000 views. Like every day, the world is completely obsessed with whatever this celebrity weirdness is. You take down like a Mike Myers or Michael B. Jordan. They won't take on Michael B. Jordan. He's black. But like you take down Mike Myers or, somebody else, nobody other than, it'll be like Luke and I in the corner being like, but what about the Epstein files? What about? And like, no one's going to care because they're going to be like, did you hear that Austin Powers really has a gold member? Like that would be. Go ahead.
The younger guys, like if Jordan were implicated, because I think that's, you look at these TikTok 700,000 view culture is a lot of the young. I don't know a lot about who's who in Hollywood at the moment. I don't know who Michael B. Jordan is. I've seen him.
He's Creed, and then I think he was in Black Panther.
So you get one of these young guys that could be, because Mike Myers, it would be a big deal, obviously. Wayne. Yeah.
But the system doesn't care about their own. They'll knowingly sacrifice some of these celebrities because they're kind of like pawns in all of this. They'll knowingly just like ridicule and destroy them. I mean, they do it anyway, especially to the child actors. So I do see, and this was my kind of foreshadowing of this. I was saying with the Diddy stuff, they're going to throw some celebrities under the bus, and I've been saying this for months on end now. But the bigger players are not going to be held responsible here. The Obamas are not going to be held responsible here. The Clintons are not going to be held responsible here. The Podestas are.
They attended those parties, by the way.
Yeah,
the Obamas did. I know that for a fact.
You think Bill Clinton, who ditches Secret Service to fly in the Lolita Express, wasn't getting down with all the crazy stuff Diddy was doing? Like, come on.
Of course he was. Yeah, right.
So you think they're going to target famous people that did nefarious, like gross shit at parties instead of the people that were setting up the parties?
Well, especially if it's just gross shit, right? Because gross stuff is all it's going to take to get the headlines, and it's not illegal to be a degenerate. So like, if they can run a headline that says, these guys are double teaming Bieber, like, that's not a crime. And you know, there. I mean, as long as he was of age, and it will dominate the headlines for a year. Like they just won't. You know, it'll never stop, and they only have to sacrifice a few of them, and and like, to be honest with you, Mike Myers, guy like that would be a perfect target. Everyone knows who he is, and he's no longer in the business.
Yep.
Perfect guy to throw under the bus. You know, he hasn't made a movie in I don't know how long. He hasn't really been culturally relevant in 20 years, but everybody knows who Austin Powers is.